art farmers, welcome. This is Shannon. I'm here at Art Farm Studios, and today we are here for the October vlog. Before we get started, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who collected our September collection. We had so many people loving our beanies and our scarves and our sunglasses pouch. So thank you so much for everyone out there supporting our California Dreamin' series, as well as the other September collections that we released. Thank you so much. This is all for you guys, so I'm super excited that you guys are loving what we're bringing out every month. And I have to say, October, it's one of my favorites. It's my favorite month. It's one of my favorite seasons, and the two paintings that I'm bringing this month, I'm really excited about, and I think you're gonna look great wearing it, and you're gonna have some really fun stories to tell and some interesting stories to tell. So we're here at Art Farm, and I'm excited to introduce to you the October collection. We have our Creepin Tina series from the Meet the Artist collection, and we also have the Apocalypse River from our Sunshine and Grit collection. So I would like to introduce you to those paintings and tell you a little bit of the story behind those pieces. I don't know if you can see behind me, but I have my little friend here, Creepin Tina. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about her story. I learned so much on the day that this little doll became sort of a totem for my life. It was the summer before second grade. My first memory of that day is I was fighting with my mom. We were going on a road trip. I was going with my dad and my great-grandfather, and my mom was trying to help me get ready for this long road trip. We were driving from Bakersfield, California up to Oregon. We started arguing, and my mom really wanted me to wear jeans and a t-shirt. And I knew I was gonna be in the car all day, and I knew that I was gonna be hot. I was already fire girl way back at 8. I was fire girl. And I was arguing, and I remember saying, "Mom, no, I don't want to wear jeans, I'm gonna be hot." And we argued, and I didn't wear jeans. I didn't listen to my mom. So that was my first memory of the day, is fighting with my mom. My second memory of that day is my dad was in the passenger seat, and he was sleeping. My great-grandfather was driving, and I was sitting holding Creepin Tina, and I had my little knees. I was sitting on the console. Back then, this was before seatbelts, kids. And so before seatbelts, my favorite place to sit, because being a kid, I couldn't hear the conversation. I wanted to be part of it. So I would put my little knees up on the console so that I could talk to the front seat people. And my mom always told me, don't sit there, but I always sat there. And I was sitting there, I was talking to my great-grandpa and holding Creepin Tina. And the next thing I remember, I'm out of the car, and I sit up and I wake up in silence. And if anyone has ever been in an accident, it's loud, and then it's like the most silent you could ever imagine silence to be. And I was holding Creepin Tina. And I think my favorite part of this story right here is I remember looking straight ahead. I remember looking for my great-grandpa. I saw him. He was far from me. We both were thrown from the car. I looked straight ahead. My dad is still in the car. The car's up right now. We had rolled down the hill 3 times. And so when I look through the broken out driver's window and I see my dad, he hears me screaming. So he tells me from his perspective, he's inside the car. He's pretty injured. He injured his right arm really badly. He pushed it through the glass. He had hit his head on the windshield. And he knew we were down a hill and couldn't be seen from the main road. And he heard me screaming or crying for him. And his first thought, he said, was, "Dear God, like, how will I move this car? My child is probably underneath this car. And how will I do this? And how will I even get myself out of this car?" It was just squashed. We were in a tiny little Honda Civic hatchback. And so my dad said, but then he looked over. He said he had the thought that I must be under the car. How will he move the car? And then he looks over, and he says he sees my little head pop up and I'm holding Tina. And he said, straw hanging all out my hair. My dad said at that exact second, he said, you have never looked cuter to me. He said, that's my favorite image of you, was you were alive, you were the cutest. You've never looked cuter, is how he says it. And then a man comes over the hill, down the hill, I should say. And he's a truck driver, but he pulled his truck over and he decided that he would look over, thank God. And so we weren't there long, and we could have been there a long time. And he walked down the hill, he checked on all of us, he carried me up the hill, he went back down to our car and he took out a blanket and he laid it on the side of the road. He put me on the blanket, and he called an ambulance on his CB radio. This is before cell phones. So an ambulance got there really fast because of this truck driver. And he stayed long enough for the police report, and then he was gone. And I don't know if you watching believe in angels, but I do. And he was an angel. Almost 40 years later, looking back, I really learned that part of my journey in this life is to help other people through suffering. And I do believe with all my heart that whatever pain you have survived, whatever pain you are going through, is part of your purpose. If you can actually get to the other side of that pain, you can help other people through the same pain. So that's your purpose. Your pain is directly linked to your purpose, and I truly believe that. And Creepy Tina, at the end of the day, is not so creepy at all. And she got that title because people in my studio didn't know the backstory. People in my studio would be helping me, and they would say, where do you want me to move this creepy doll painting? And I'd be like, oh, that's first I'd be like, oh, that's Tina. And they'd be like, Creepy Tina. And I'd be like, no, but I didn't have time to tell the story. And I just think it's such a reminder that survival looks very different on everybody. I also learned that day that you're not alone. When I think of Creepy Tina, I was not alone through that trauma. Like, she went through it with me. So I made this collection for you guys because I want other survivors to have stories in their pockets, on their bags, on their backs. I purposely put her on a little sports bag because she can be on your back and she'll fly around with you. And she'll go through it with you. And I think that this particular collection will really resonate with other people who have survived major things. I truly, truly, with all my heart, believe that it's only the size of your will that matters. The story, of course, goes on, as all stories do. But the main things that I took away that day was purpose. You're here for a reason. And if we can find a gift in our wounds, then we are truly, truly survivors. Truly. On the same note, but a different note, behind me we have Apocalypse River, our Sunshine and Grit series. She's also about survival. She's out there, she's doing her thing. Because of the figure wearing the skirt that has another face on it, it's like her Creepy Tina to me. I imagine this lady, she's hunting, she's gathering, she looks stunned, she looks shocked. This painting could be considered a little dark, possibly a little shocking in some ways. And She looks also like she's been doing this a lot. This isn't her first time hunting in the river, gathering things, but she also kind of looks like she's got this. She's not screaming. She's not in anguish. She's actually going through it. Sometimes, you know, it takes having these kinds of things to just keep you feeling like you are connected. And so putting it on the artwork, I hope you feel the same way. I hope you feel like wearing the art can give you some sense of strength in your times of suffering and in your times of triumph, your triumph over all of the things that you have survived. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy this season. I really look forward to connecting with you guys and hearing your stories. I'm really curious who is gonna rock their Creepin Tina bag and who is going to make it a reminder that we're all in it together. Ciao for now.